Meet Dr. Casey Lagan, MD. Dr. Lagan is a board-certified orthopedic and sports medicine surgeon and has been practicing with bone and joint since 2023.
So I'm originally born and raised in Texas. I lived there for almost 40 years. And it was just time for a change. And so my family and I started looking around the country at places we might want to live, and searched all over the country. We ended up in central Wisconsin, and we love it here. We came and interviewed in the middle of winter, and we made it through our first winter here, and we really like it. We ended up at Bone and Joint because I was looking for a place where the ethos of the company matched my own. I was looking for a place that delivered patient-centered care. When I interviewed at Bone and Joint, I was really impressed with the quality of people from top to bottom in the organization. And so we made this crazy decision and picked up our family and moved to Wisconsin. I personally like to be outside. Grew up in Texas, where hunting, fishing, hiking, all those things are at a premium. Moving up here, that really hasn't changed very much. We really like to do those kind of things. I got a kid that loves to fish. I got some kids that love to ski. I have a couple of kids that are involved in music, and so, getting a chance to go down and see our Central Wisconsin Symphony and Orchestra is always fun. And then, having a couple of teenagers keeps us pretty busy when I'm not in the office. I went to medical school. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do. I got through a good part of my medical school, and I didn't really like a lot of the parts of medicine that I was involved in. It just didn't really match my personality. And I got onto the surgical services in medical school. I really kind of liked those. And then one day I got to shadow an orthopedic surgeon, and on the very first surgery that I was involved in, which was an ACL reconstruction, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. Most importantly, in the way that I practice medicine, it's really a team sport. So we've got all these people in our practice, in our clinic, that are working to try and help this patient, but the patient's also got to be involved in that. And so giving the patient the information that they need to make the decision that makes the most sense for them, whatever that is, coming up with that treatment as a team, I think is maybe a little different than how medicine was practiced in the past, where you'd come in, this is your diagnosis and this is what we're going to do. And in my practice, this is your diagnosis, these are your options, what would you like to do? When I think back about patients that I've taken care of in the past, there's a couple of groups of patients that really stick out. And I remember, like, some of my high school athletes, watching a high schooler dunk a basketball when you reconstructed his ACL. That's always one of those moments that's exciting. Watching one of those kids go on to play collegiate sports is exciting. That's a lot of fun. Patients that I treat most often are probably patients with knee, hip, and shoulder arthritis. Also patients that have had sports-related injuries to the shoulder and knee. And I do quite a bit of hand surgery. My favorite is probably the knee, hip, and shoulder arthritis, though. Those patients are fun to take care of. They come in with a lot of pain, a lot of deformity, and a lot of problems. And by the end of the year, most of them would say they're close to pain-free, they're walking normally, they're doing things they want to do, and that's always fun. We understand that when you come to see us, you're not feeling well, you're hurting, something's wrong. Sometimes what we do can be painful, sometimes it's a hard process to go through, but in the end, you're going to get through it. We're going to help you to feel better. So we just want you to hang in there and just understand that we want you to succeed as much as you do. So if you can just hang in there, work together with us as a team, you'll be better in the end.
Schedule an appointment with Dr. Lagan by calling 800-445-6442.